What is the best weapon in a Blood Moon? The Blood Moon has tons of weapons you can get, and there are some that are actually pretty good. Some weapons are better than others. You can get weapons from killing enemies, and even killing enemies from fishing. There are many weapons in the Blood Moon. Firstly, we have the KO cannon, which is dropped by any NPC in hard mode, and it does 40 damage with no benefits from armor, accessories, or buffs. It plays a sound every time you use it, which is quite funny. And as you can see here, it's doing around 40 damage each hit, and it does not penetrate. Unless you go in between the enemies, it can hit more than one. And it has quite a good range for a melee weapon. Next up, we have the Sanguine Staff, which is dropped by the Dreadnoughtless, so you can only get it in hard mode, and it does 35 summon damage. Right now, I can only use one of them since I have no armor or accessories. So obviously it's not going to go against dummies. That means we're going to have to use a real NPC. It's quite slow and it's averaging around 20 damage. Of course, this would be much better with the use of more bats. And as you can see, he can take down the rainbow slime. Next up, we have a magic weapon, which is the Blood Fawn. This does 34 magic damage and is dropped by the Hemogoblin. That means it's going to be a hard mode weapon. It shoots out these little blood fawns from the ground, which I kind of like. It looks pretty cool, and it does penetrate quite a lot of the enemies, getting max around 70 damage and averaging around 40 damage. Next up, we have a mace called the Dripla Crippler. It does 110 melee damage, and this is dropped by the Blood Eel, so it's in hard mode as well. It shoots out these little spiky balls at the end, and it penetrates, of course, through all the enemies since it's a mace, and all the maces do that, which I like about them. This is averaging around 110 damage, which is quite high. Next up, we have the Blood Rainbow, which does 14 range damage. It acts like the stone bow that you can get from the Hallowed Mimics in hard mode, but of course it's worse since you can get this in pre-hard mode from a wandering eye fish or a zombie merman. It's averaging 17 and 20 damage, so it's okay. Next up, we have the Vampire Frog Staff, which is dropped by the same thing, and it's also a summoner weapon. It does 11 summon damage, and it's a little frog that follows you and chases the enemies around you. It seems like a chameleon shooting out its tongue, and it does a good job. Next up, we have the Haemerax, which of course you can tell by the name is dropped by the Hemogoblin Shark, and it's also dropped by Blood Eel, so this is a hard mode weapon. And yes, I know this is an axe and a hammer, so it's not meant to be a weapon, but it does do damage, so that's why we're counting it. And to my surprise, it's getting an average around 30 to 25 damage, which is quite high for a hammer. Next up, we have the Bananarang, which is my favorite weapon from the Blood Moon. It does 45 damage with no benefits, and it's unique since it does shoot out quite a lot of boomerangs, not only one. It's averaging around 50 damage and getting crits of 98 and 100. As you can see there, I just got 90. Not this one here, since we are not in hard mode. But let's see how much this does. It says it does 55 damage and it has insane knockback. First, we'll test it out against the dummies. It's averaging around 60 damage and getting quite a lot of crits. And the crits do around 110 itself. Against a real enemy, it does not lie about the knockback. It sends them really far. There we go, he just got sent all the way down there. This one is probably my second favorite or third favorite weapon from the Blood Moon. If you want to see more content like this, make sure you subscribe to the channel. It also helps me out. So the best weapon in a Blood Moon, I think, is the Bananarang, since you can throw quite a lot of boomerangs at once and it does a decent amount of damage. After that, I think we're going to go for the Sanguine Staff, which is quite a good summon weapon, and it does have cool bat that fights for you. And then after that, I'm not picking the KO cannon. I'm actually going to pick the Dripla Crippler. I think the KO cannon is not that good, but I just like it since of its noise. The Dripla Crippler does a lot of damage. It's hitting 100 average, which is insane. After that, I'm going to pick the Slap Hand just because how funny it is. Every time you hit a enemy, they go flying with the knockback. It also has a slap sound, which is a nice little add-on onto the weapon. And the worst weapon is probably this Blood Rainbow. It barely does any damage, even though it's in the early game, and in general it's just not really that good. If you made it to the end of this video, I hope you enjoyed it. And what do you guys think the best Blood Moon weapon is? Tell me down in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next one.